Hi, I'm Corrine Barraclough. I'm 46, I was born in England and have now called Australia home for 10 years. I live on the Gold Coast in Queensland. I didn't know my father. He had an affair and left when I was 3 years old. I was told he left and wanted nothing to do with me. I remember being very young, crying and asking my mother if she thought he ever thought about me. It was made clear that I wasn't meant to ask questions like that. My mother remarried when I was 8. We moved to another part of England. My surname was changed. It was all meant to be a fresh start. You can't erase a parent like that. You can't erase part of a child like that. I first thought about suicide before I was 10. Strict religion was introduced to our household, along with guilt and shame as motivators. Through my teens, my anxiety and depression increased, undiagnosed. And then I discovered alcohol. It was as if someone had turned on the lights. I found a way to become social, pushed through my anxiety, and created a new party persona. I thought that alcohol was my friend. It lied to me for a very long time, and I believed it. I first tried to take my own life in my 20s. I remember picking up a drink with bandaged wrists and feeling cross with myself that I couldn't even end my life properly. I had dark, destructive, abusive relationships. I played my part in those. I was also angrily ambitious, intensely focused on trying to prove that I was worth something. I got promotions, moved around the globe, but my destructive inner critic always moved with me. Nearly 7 years ago, I resigned from my high-flying career. My life had become unmanageable. I was living a double life and it became unsustainable. I walked into AA feeling utterly broken and defeated. It saved my life. I've now been sober for 5 years. In sobriety, I had stopped talking to my mother for a while, as intensive therapy had helped me realise how dysfunctional and damaging aspects of my childhood had been. I was 40 when I finally contacted my father, having tried to bury the urge for all those years. I learned that while I was told, your father left and doesn't want anything to do with you, he had been told after having the affair, you will never see your children again. I learned of his own tormented path with suicidal chapters. I learned that he had loved me all along. What had always eaten away at me was the thought that the person who created me, my father, could walk away and not want anything to do with me. I learned that that had never actually been the case. It's hard to even describe how much this core belief ruined my life. I never had children of my own because I was terrified that the person I chose to have them with could also walk away, not want anything to do with them, and they would feel the way that I had always felt. Then I had a hysterectomy, so I never had children, and I don't have the family that, if I'm honest, I always yearned for. My whole life was built on a lie. Yes, I feel anger about it, as well as deep heartache for the self-confident woman that never was. Children are not weapons. In alienating a parent, you teach a child that part of them is unlovable. No child should be made to live the nightmare script that I have. Please do the right thing for your children. Children need their parents. Children are not weapons.